This is Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog. As I'm taking my walk during my lunch break, I'm thinking this today. Who's better, Batman or Superman? Now here's why it's important that I'm asking the question, because I am no self-proclaimed comic book collector or anything like that. I'm just, how do you say it? I'm just another person in the audience that goes and watches the movies. I don't know anything about the comic books. So I have the least authority on the subject to answer that question. So that's why I'm asking this video, because I want to learn from the free world who really is better, Batman or Superman. Now, from what I understand, they were both created around the same time. I think in 1939, please correct me if I'm wrong. You've got Superman, who's an alien, and who technically seems to be invincible other than kryptonite. Then you got Batman, who's an actual human being, and he doesn't technically have any superpowers from what I understand. He's just a man with a lot of contraptions, and he's a smart guy, and he's a good businessman. So they're really quite different from each other. If you asked me which is better, I would actually say Batman. Now, I was born in 1981. So what that means is, by the time I think the last Superman movie of that era came out in 1987. So I was about 6 years old when the last one came out, The Quest for Peace, the fourth one, which everyone knows wasn't any good. But so in that one, basically, when I was finally getting old enough to really appreciate movies was 1989 when the Batman movie came out. So Batman was a cooler guy, and those movies were edgier and all that stuff. They were a little bit darker. And so by default, I'm going to say Batman. I look at him as the underdog because, again, he's a human being with emotions, with business sense about him. He's not an alien. So I actually would say Batman. But that's my opinion. Again, who am I to say? Because I know nothing about their true backgrounds. I know none of the details. I'm the worst person to ask. So that's my opinion on it. I want to hear what the rest of the free world has to say about it. Who's better, Batman or Superman? Now, my closing thought on this is, if they're in a fight, which they're going to be in that movie, which I'll see, I think, in March is when it comes out. Who would win in a fight? I would say Superman, if he's technically invisible or invincible, right? If he's bulletproof and all that stuff. But if we're saying who's cooler, then I definitely think Batman would be cooler. I mean, he's got that dark side. After all, Batman is a human being as opposed to Superman being an alien. So those are my closing thoughts. You leave the comments below. I'm here to learn from you. I'm not teaching you anything today. I'm here to learn from you. This is Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog.